Hello everyone, and welcome to this Lightning Strike Studios guide on stealing creation. We are going to start off this guide by just explaining some recommended levels we have for this minigame. We recommend 40 mining, 40 smithing, 40 woodcutting, 40 fishing, 40 hunter, at least 60 combat, 43 repair, and 40 summoning. Now, the reason we have all of those like that is because it's good for you to have your levels that you are going to be skilling and gathering items with to be the same as your smithing and summoning levels. Now, the reason we have them like that is because it's a lot easier to gather things. Like if your smithing is only 40, but your mining is 60, it doesn't matter that you have the higher mining because you still are going to be making class 2 items from your low smithing. So it's good to make sure that you're trying to gather all the things of the same type of clay so that it is able to save you time. Now, for the 60 combat, those are just recommendations to help you stay alive throughout stealing creation, because everyone knows if you played there before or if this is your first time, there's always going to be a bunch of higher levels running around. Like, I'm a level 112, but I still get, every now and then I get wrecked on. It happens later on in this video. But 130 just comes up and decides he's going to mess with me when I'm just trying to mind my own business. And then your 43 prayer, once again, that's so you have all the protection prayers to increase your survivability, because dying in this minigame basically puts you on halt for about 5 minutes in your production. It takes about that long to get everything you have back. Get back to your spot and continue back on your routine. Now, your 40 summoning is extremely important. The higher your summoning, the better, because your summoning monster is very important. Your stealing creation summoning monster has the ability to deposit items into the stealing creation, like your team's room. So that gives you bonus points, and that you have the ability to do that from wherever you are as long as you have scrolls. So it saves you substantial amounts of time by being able to sit down and stay in one area, go from whatever you're gathering to your kiln, and go back, and then you are able to, instead of having to run all the way back to your base, you stay there and use your summoning monster to move whatever you made back to your base. So that's that. So what has been happening in this video so far, as you can see, is we've left our main base, and I went around and looked for the highest level of things that my smithing would allow me to get. My smithing is 60, therefore I can use class 4 things. So I went to the tree, and I have been trying to get a piece of clay so I can get myself a hatchet. Now that I have my hatchet, you can see I am able to get significantly more clay than I originally was before by just gathering with my hands. So now that I'm getting my clay, I'm just waiting until I have a full inventory, and then that is when I am going to want to get, you already have one tool, so in my case I have my woodcutting axe. Now I'm going to want a harpoon for fishing. I'm going to want my butterfly net for catching butterflies for hunter, and I'm going to want my pickaxe for mining. What you are also going to want is you're going to want to make one summoning pouch that is usually long enough for me. It might not be for you based on what your summoning level is, but my summoning level is 60. My pet stays around for probably 30 minutes, I think it is. So I only need one pouch, and make about 20 to 40 scrolls for your summoning monsters, alright? And then you're also going to want a weapon. In my case, I make a rune dagger. Not a rune dagger, I just make a dagger. You can see, so I just got my equipment, I got a dagger, here's my pouch, making a bunch of scrolls. Now, here is what you do to get your points. You make plate bodies out of your clay. Now you see, I have all my plate bodies, I have summoned my summoning monster. You click on Store, deposit the plate bodies, exit out, right click, and click Cast Deposit. Now you can see he has deposited the clay plate bodies, and you should have a lot more points. Now it's really simple. You just basically you do that, and you can you continue on through that throughout the whole game, moving around the map and checking out, looking for the best kind of clay things that you can get in Smith, so that you're making the maximum amount of points at all times. And we will check back in at the 10-minute mark to see how I'm doing. Alright, we are back. It is 10:30 left in the game, and as you can see, I have racked up 40,000 points so far just by making plate bodies. And right now I go ahead and stop my recording because sadly I die in a minute and I get killed by 130. But if I would have continued that game, I easily would have had 80,000. So you can see I was able to bring in 23 stealing creation points. I had 10,000 points from gathering clay, and I had 30,000 from depositing it. So that is that, and that is my method. So what is that? It's, yeah, like I said, so 40,000 clay, 40,000 points, 10 minutes. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 minutes of stealing creation game. That's 80,000 potential points in a game for you to earn. However, it does slow down when you run out of stuff. Yeah, so like you run, I mean, eventually you'll run out of clay. You'll have to mine the lower level clay, and then you just run out of resources. But this has been a Lightning Strike Studio RuneScape guide. If you'd like to see more, subscribe, and thank you all for watching this.